Welcome to my channel, Level Headed with Levi T. Please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and set the bell notification to all. Please also share this. Let's get into it.
Don't wait up, I've been working hard every day, living dreams for a pay stub, yeah, straight up. 5 years later, like I said, I would make it on my way up. It's all up, coming from the nation, laid a foundation, true stuff, yeah, too tough. We ain't giving up on our dreams, everything is ahead of us. Stay true to your path, it's not where you start, it's all where you're at. It's where you end up when your back's to the mat. Do you cripple the flat or get up off your back? Deliver these facts to see them react. The stadium's packed, they all gonna snap. The motivated attract, the escalated attack, the frustrated hit back. Yeah, we move fast. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to get where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. I won't drop, no. And I won't let go. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. It's automatic, I'm always getting after it. If you ain't working, I don't understand what's happening. It's not enough time just to be imagining. You gotta take some action towards practicing. I know it's not easy, but you gotta get out there. Make your own meaning, can't afford to have doubts. They'll interrupt dreaming, I just wanna look out there. The crowd all screaming. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to get where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. I won't drop, no. And I won't let go. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. I won't drop, no. And I won't let go. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. I won't drop, no. And I won't let go. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. I won't drop, no. And I won't let go.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. I'm Levi. This is my channel, Level Headed. We're going to get into it here. This down here is Lucian. He is a 5-year-old from Yakima, Washington. He went missing on September 10th, 2022, and in at Sarge Hubbard Park in Yakima. His father was taking the kids there to play on the park, and I do have his father here, and I'm going to bring him up now, and we're going to start from the beginning. Good morning, Juan.
Good morning.
All right, everybody, this is Juan. This is Lucian's father. He was at the park playing with Lucian when Lucian disappeared. Let's get into, you were working that day, got home, and then we're taking the kids to go get rid of some energy that they probably had. A routine thing. Do you go to the parks a lot?
Not a lot. So maybe about 2 times a week, maybe 3. We'll go to different parks. We had been at Randall Park the day before. Just me, Lucian, and Kasima while Adonis was at school. And we just go to different parks. We go to Kiwanis Park. We go to Randall Park. We go to the Sela Volunteer Park. And then if we're not at a park, we're either at McDonald's or Burger King playing on those playgrounds.
Yeah.
They don't like to go to the same park or the same place in a week. So it all depends on the day. But that day I worked from 8 o'clock until like 2:20, something like that. And then I stopped and got Happy Meals on the way home from work. And then my wife went to work at 4. And then we stayed home for a couple hours because it was really hot. We stayed home until it started to cool down. And then we decided to leave. I had to go get milk I bought a pack of cigarettes. I spoke with my wife on the phone on my way to the park.
You
On
got
Bluetooth.
milk and cigarettes at the same place, or you went to two different places?
So I went to two different places. I went to the grocery store and then I stopped at a mini mart by my mom's house.
Do you know if they have camera footage there as far as so we can see who was around you while you were there?
No.
Okay. I just asked that question because if somebody was watching you, that's where they would have been watching at, is before you would have gotten there.
They did catch me on a traffic cam leaving the mini mart.
Okay.
As far as I know, I have not been allowed to view any of the videos that they do have, and I did ask if I could. I specifically asked, can I watch any of the videos that you guys do have? Because the only video that they have with me and my son and my daughter on the pathway while we were looking for Lucian. But other than that, there is no video. And if there is a video, they never showed it to me. But they have never showed me any video.
Okay, let's go back to you got milk and cigarettes.
Yeah.
But continue on. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No, you're fine. And then we got to the park like about 7:05, I think it was. I let my two boys out of the car. I let my daughter out. And then both of my boys ran to the playground structure. Adonis had already gone down the slide once. Lucian was up there. And I grabbed my daughter to put her on the slide. That's when I noticed that her butt was wet in between her legs. Now, I wasn't sure if her diaper had leaked through or if she had spilt her milk on herself. But I was going to change her either way. My daughter gets rashes very easily, and I didn't want to leave her in a wet diaper while we continued to play. So I asked Adonis, hey, watch your brother, make sure he doesn't run off. This isn't the first time that I've changed my daughter or my son's diaper while being at the park. I went to the back of the Traverse. I changed her butt. It only took about 1 minute. During that 1 minute, he was gone. When I came back off the side of the car, Adonis was running up the hill, and I said, where's your brother? And he shrugged his shoulders and said he didn't know. And at that point, we went running towards the pond because it's quite a stretch, that way. So I ran towards the pond. I stood at the top of the hill. I didn't run down to the pond because from the top of the hill, you can have a good vantage point and you can see the pond. So he wasn't there. So I took off running towards like that train. There's like a train there, boxcar. So I ran towards that way. He wasn't there. I was like, well, maybe he ran back to the toys. So I went back to the playground. He wasn't there. So I ran back towards the river because the greenway goes left and right. I ran back that way. My daughter was in my arms. She was fussing. I'm like, man. So I ran back to my car, got the stroller out, put her in the stroller, and then we took off back down the pathway, back up towards the pond. And that's when the camera caught us going up the pathway. And then I did the same loop. I ran back up towards that way to look back and forth by the boxcar. And then I ran back down towards the playground. At that point, I didn't see him. So then I called the police. And then within 5 minutes, there was 3 patrol cars there. Within 5 or 10 more minutes, there was like 10 more. There was a very heavy police presence within that time. I had called my wife after the first police cars got there because I had sent her a text, but while she's working, she doesn't look at her phone, so I had to call her on her work phone. And it was at that point that she just dropped everything, came to the park, and took off running down the pathway.
So when you said I forget your other son's name.
Adonis.
Adonis. uh, was running back up the hill, but that's on the back side of the park, right?
That's on the, so it's right above the toy. So
Okay.
because they like to roll through the hill.
Just something that I was thinking of. Have you guys fished out there before? Like, would Lucian know that the water was there?
He knows it's there, but we don't go by there. I don't fish. I
Okay.
did when I was younger with my dad. But I don't fish. Especially because it's hard to keep Lucian out from playing in the water. If it's even a puddle, he'll play in a puddle. So
Okay.
yeah. But there was 2 families down there, towards the water, and they didn't see him either.
Well, was there people playing? I know that when you got there, you went to go change the diaper right away. Was there kids playing on the playground too, as well?
Yeah, there was probably about 6 or 7 kids playing there.
Okay. Was there a lot of other bystanders around?
Not too many, but I did notice 4 people to my right sitting on a picnic table. There were 2 guys standing near that picnic table. There was a lady on her cell phone sitting on the bench in front of the toys, and then there was probably like 4 other parents sitting to the picnic tables to the left.
Wow. So the police got there. They took off. I actually grabbed the scanner dispatch. So the dispatch call I do have, where was there a lot of people in that gazebo or the pavilion or whatever you want to call that thing?
So there was probably about 8 or 9 people sitting there. Their party hadn't yet started, I believe, but there were some people just there already. Probably about 8 people. It was very hard to like take everything into account when I'm just like running around looking for my son. Like it was.
Yeah, and every
I
day.
did notice people. There was a there was a guy that was selling cupcakes. He had approached me while I had came back to the toys the first time, and he asked me if we wanted to buy. He said he had Egyptian snacks or something like that, and I just walked past him like I would a homeless person asking me if I had $1. But other than that, I wasn't even at the park long enough to like take into account all my surroundings. Like I said, I went to pick up my daughter and put her onto the slide, and I changed her diaper, and within that minute, he was gone.
Have you spoken to the person that was? You don't have to say that. That was at the party. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
So we did try and contact the people. I know that one person in our group, I don't know who, contacted the person who made the reservation online. Now, what time that they were there, I am not sure. The videos that they did have from that party, one of the videos they have wasn't taken until 8 or 8:30. And that was the only video I believe that was offered up or given.
So then after the police were there, I know that I don't know. Jose is your brother?
He's my brother-in-law. He's my only sister's husband.
Okay. I know that you contacted him pretty quickly too. And he got there pretty fast.
Well, I didn't really contact anyone. They
No.
just showed up. They were there fast.
Yeah.
They were there like while the police were still showing up. They had showed up and they automatically went into search mode. And Jose has been by my side just about this whole time. The only days that he doesn't search with me are, I think, Saturdays and Sundays. But other than that, he's sitting next to me in my car, walking rough terrain through the river and wherever else we end up.
He did come up here one day and speak with me. It was nice of him, and that's how I knew that he showed up there pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So then you guys stayed there, but did any bystanders like start helping search, or they kind of all left?
One woman the woman that was sitting in front of the toys, she was on her cell phone while her kid was playing. She felt really bad because she didn't see anything. She stayed out there till probably 2 a.m. helping us search. Of the rest of the people that were there when I got there, I don't know if they stayed and helped search. There was another family that had they said that they were down by the pond. I know they searched as well. I don't know if they left and came back and searched, but they were at every candlelight vigil and stuff like that. My family and everyone else had spoken with more people than I did because I was out searching.
Yeah. How do you
Different
think?
people.
I just want to clear this up as people are watching this. How do you think Jose found out? Because you said that you did not call him. Was it from other family members that knew?
It could have. I may have called my mom as well.
Okay.
I'm not sure. My mind was spinning at that point. It was spinning from the second I didn't see my son. My mind was just racing and just going.
Yeah, I just wanted to clear it up. I saw people were already asking how did he know to show up if you didn't call him. So I just want everybody.
I could look at my call logs.
You're fine. You're fine. I just wanted to clear it up so that they don't go and run with that. But the was there a lot of cars there when you pulled up?
Yeah, kind of. It wasn't like there was only 5 other cars in the parking lot. There was probably about, I mean, it's a Saturday. There's more people at the park on a Saturday and a Sunday than there are any day of the week. Kind of, but the reason that we stayed, because if there was more than 10 kids on that playground, I wouldn't have stayed. So, I mean, when there's a lot of cars, a lot of people frequent the greenway. They walk, they ride bikes, they do a lot of stuff. So as long as there's not a heavy concentration of kids on the playground, then I'll stay. If not, I would have went to another park.
Yeah. Did you go to the other park before you went there?
No. I went to Kiwanis Park the day before. I believe my cousin Angel had said that at some point. But no, I was at Kiwanis the day before.
Okay.
With Lucian and Yakima, not with Adonis, because Adonis was at school. And we went to the park for about 45 minutes to an hour right before I picked him up from school.
And then you guys stayed there for, I know that when people go through trauma that you don't remember a lot of things and details come, the more you think about it, more details come. But the family came there, everybody was searching, police were there. I saw that they brought in drones, they brought in a helicopter, they started doing underwater drones as well. Did they put dive teams in that day?
No.
No.
The helicopter didn't come until the next day, or the day after. The helicopter had to come from Spokane, and it had like a thermal imaging sensor, something like that.
Okay.
But they
Well,
had ATVs, they had motorcycles. There was such a heavy police presence. The motorcycle cops were there. There was cops on ATVs. There was police on mountain bikes. There was four-wheelers, ATVs. Just, I mean, there was so many different vehicles there. And then from there, it just turned into like search teams and search and rescue, and Camp Hope showed up and they were there. There was a lot of help initially.
The one thing that that I know that we've already spoke about, but we're gonna talk about it here, is we could just talk about the dogs. I know when I interviewed Sandra that I forgot to even ask about it. So there was dogs there that were brought by police. Was there a private canine as well?
I don't know if a canine at all was used as far as like a German Shepherd police dog, but there were separate teams. There was search and rescue. There was probably about 6 different dogs that did go out. One was private, I believe. The last one, he was private.
All right, I think that's enough from the day let's get into, I know this is something that we want to address here. Let's get into, and we spoke about this a little bit ago, but let's get into the Facebook video and not putting the whole thing out. Let's go ahead and tell everybody that that video that went onto Facebook while you were searching on the bicycle.
Okay, so that day, some of the people down there, because the best tour guides you can get when searching for the homeless or camps of the homeless are actually the homeless. They live out there. They know the river better than anybody who's ever been fishing will ever know the river. They know where their neighbors live. So we had requested help from a couple people, and we had been waiting for them probably for about an hour. And when they finally showed up was when, I believe his name is Vinny. I met him once. He came in his car into the parking lot, proceeded to drive away, rolled his window down, put his camera out, and said whatever he said. I caught you getting high under the bridge or whatever. I haven't even watched that video. I don't give that group any of my time or my effort because the only thing it does is hurt us. So he made that video, drove off, waited for another guy to come. Him and that other guy came. I don't even know the other guy's name. He's tall, he's white, he wears glasses. He's kind of a bigger dude. They both get off the truck. Or they're separate cars. One guy got out of a truck, one guy got out of a car. And they approached me, and Vinny was recording. And I'm not hiding anything from anyone, you know? Well, how come you haven't talked to the media? How come you haven't this? These and that questions. And at that point, Vinny had said something. He said, well, I'm going to stop recording because we're actually having a conversation. And he did. At that point, 2 other girls that had been recording us at the park and various locations, they came up and they started recording as well. Um, and after me and Vinny had talked, they asked me a whole line of questions. Couldn't tell you what they asked me. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But he apologized to me. He shook my hand. He apologized to my wife. He said that he was not going to post the video because of the conversation we had. I had told him I don't do drugs. I don't even smoke marijuana. I quit like a year ago or longer. I don't keep a date. I don't have a recovery birthday. I just quit. And I told him, bring drug tests right now. I'll pee on all of them. I'm not hiding anything. He was like, no, we don't have to do that. That's really big of you saying that. Even offering to do that. And I'm like, I'm not hiding anything. I'm not getting high. So, you know, I don't know what your guys' problem is with me. He's like, it's not that. It's just there's no information, and we want to help find Lucian just as much as you do. I thanked him for coming out the first day or the second day or whatever day it was. May have been both days consecutive that he came out and searched. I thanked him and I told him that I appreciated his help. And he said that was the first time that anyone had ever thanked him for coming out and searching. Like I said, I didn't know I had to thank each and every individual person who volunteered their time to come out. If I could, I would. And to everyone that did come out, I do thank you and appreciate all the help that you have given or the time that you spent helping search for Lucian. I, on the other hand, have never stopped searching. I'm out here every single day. I have scratches on my arms, on the top of my head, on my face. I get whacked by branches. I step in mud. I walk across the river. Various people have seen us walking along the highways and on the sides of the highways. And we've searched both sides of the river. I mean, I've been everywhere. I don't know where I haven't been. And if I feel that we haven't searched an area well enough, we go back. I've been back to Sportsman's Park I don't know how many times. I go back to the Arboretum. I go back to the park area that's above the junkyard. I walk from the U-Haul all the way to Union Gap and back, making sure we haven't missed anything. And I've found a lot of stuff out there, a lot. I found an underground bunker. I showed people pictures of it. They're like, that place was destroyed in 2018. I was like, actually, I found this place 2 days ago. I work hand in hand with code enforcement. I find stuff. I let them know what's out there. Mainly the underground bunker, because that's something that was very odd. It was an actual house underground. There was just a lot of weird stuff in there. Weapons, nooses, scuba suits with holes cut out for the genitals, weird masks. It's like something out of a scary movie.
Yeah, I went over that a little bit yesterday. Somebody sent me the post and was showing me the bunker post. So what else do we have here? Trying to think of anything else that we've missed. Let's go into the investigating. So for my viewers here, anytime that somebody goes missing, people do get questioned. They treat it as just as an investigation, like that somebody they're still searching for Lucian, and questions get asked. I don't want you to go into details on what they asked you and why or anything like that. Just obviously you've been to the police station, they've questioned you, but people want to hear it from you. So don't go into details though of stuff that they asked you. Just say kind of the procedure on how they did it.
Well, they took me, my wife, and my son to the police department. And It was actually the building across the street from the police department. They split us up. They took us all to separate soundproof rooms, and they spoke with us. After that, they searched my home. After that, they went to my mother's house and searched her home. They said it was a formality. They said it was something that they had to do. I was fine with that. They searched my entire house up and down, my mom's house up and down. And pretty much that was that. There was no, we have never been suspects in this case at all. Like ever. There was never a question to what had happened, and there was never a question into us as parents. I don't know where all this other stuff came out. I don't know where the CPS being involved with our children, I don't know where that came from, or being in foster care. None of that's true. My house has never been in foreclosure. I've never missed a mortgage payment. I've been a homeowner since 2014, 2015, probably 2015. Yeah, I don't know where any of that stuff came from. I don't know where they thought I was selling a truck or thought I was looking for Seattle Seahawks tickets. I don't know where any of that came from, and I never will. I am not the only Juan Munguia in Yakima. There's another one, Carlos Munguia, that I went to school with. Growing up, he was a grade ahead of me. I just don't know where any of that stuff comes from. I don't. And for any other people that do know us, they know that we're great parents. Everything we do is for the kids. Everything we do during the summer is for the kids. On our days off, because we have days off together, we're off on Mondays and Tuesdays. We do something for the kids, whether it's go out to Moses Lake and go to the water park, or the pool at Sela, or the aquatic center, or our anniversary was spent with our kids out of town, going to indoor playgrounds, and that's what we do. Everything we do is geared towards our kids. We work opposite shifts so that we don't have to put our kids in childcare. They're always with us. Our kids are our whole life. They always have been. We tried to have children for 8 years, and we couldn't. We were already looking into adopting a kid. We were doing fertility treatments, and then all of a sudden we had a kid. And then we had another one, and then we had another one, and we had 2 miscarriages in between. Our kids are the most important thing in our life, and for people to think anything other than that, it's just hurtful. It's very hurtful.
Yeah, I think that was very well said. I think I have no problem with people helping or looking into things, but the one thing when I watch other channels and other social media stuff and other missing people's cases and stuff, the one thing that everybody needs to remember is you can raise a question, but there's one way to do it when it's respectful, and there's another way to do it just because you are being
because of the lack of investigation by the police department, or the lack of information or leads, doesn't mean that we're guilty of anything. They're mad at the police department at a lot of times. I am too. I feel like they're not doing enough. But do I know what they're doing? I don't know what they're doing. I ask them, can I have the bullshit leads that you guys look over? I ask them for those. But do they offer them to me or give them to me? They don't. Can they? I don't know. Should they? I'm not sure. But any lead that we get on Facebook, anything, even if someone, we've contacted police departments out of town because people say, I work at this McDonald's or I work at this Wendy's and I think I seen him. Before we tell our detectives first, you know, can you guys check the video? A couple days later, they still haven't done it. So we're the ones contacting these police departments and getting them to go look at the videos for us. And they are. Are we doing their job for them? We will, if we have to. I have no problem doing it. They stopped searching on foot. I haven't. But other than that, I don't know.
Did they give you did they give you a reason why they stopped the searching when they did? And they decided to scale back in the search.
Hold on. You're cutting out.
Okay.
Okay, it's better.
Okay. When law enforcement, what did they do? They searched there for 3 days and then they scaled back in the search. Did they give you a reason why they scaled back in the search?
So at first it was a joint effort. The sheriff's department was out there. The sheriff's department has a lot more resources than the YPD does. That's why search and rescue and everybody else was out. I don't know. I guess it's just the first 48. Like, I don't know. There's so much ground support and everything during those first 48 hours. And then after that, it just kind of went flat. It just kind of went flat. I don't know why. I don't know what the procedure is. But everything was concentrated at Sarge Hubbard Park. From the park to the Greenway, or to the Arboretum side. Because they were treating it as a missing person case as he went missing there. So I don't know how much resources were expended in that pond. I was not happy at that at all. They went in that specific pond 6 times. And people are like, where's the parents? How come they're not here? Why would you stand there for hours of the day, hours and hours and hours, to search the same thing? I don't know. The FBI offered to help. They searched the same pond for 2 days, and that was that. They did search Buchanan Lake. We searched partially in the little swampy areas. I do need some hip waders. Probably gonna buy some because they can't find anyone that I know that has some. And I'll go through those ponds. I'll walk through there. I don't mind. If I have to do it without the hip waders, I'll do it too. It's just you sink when you walk in there. You need somebody to have a rope, because you will get stuck in that mud. I asked the FBI and the police if they could search those little ponds in between, because the only places that were searched was Lake Buchanan and the pond nearest the park. There are like 3 or 4 swampy areas in between there. I asked them if they were going to search those next, and they didn't.
Yeah. Somebody asked a question if you took a polygraph test. Sandra answered this, but if you could answer it as well.
Yeah, we both did. At the FBI, they also took both of our phones and downloaded them entirely and went through all of our text messages, all of our call logs, all of our photos, and whatever else they searched. But like I said, we have never been people of interest in this case. Never. Yeah. At all. Otherwise, we would be in a whole different boat. It's not that. I mean, people want to believe that it is that, but it's not.
Do you think so? I asked Sandra this question too. Do you think, or maybe Ants, but do you think that, like, knowing Lucian and knowing who he is and how he carries himself, do you think that, because I've seen the pictures of the river, do you think that he would climb down those rocks in order to get to the water in the river?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I wouldn't put it past him. He's very daring. He is. He jumps from couch to couch, with no fear. Even when he couldn't jump from couch to couch, he would try and maybe fall and hurt himself and get up and do it again. Has he ever done that before? No, he hasn't. Has he ever run that far away from me? Never. Usually when we're at the park, he'll run off the toys and run down the hill and run back. Like I said, that's not my first time I've been to that park specifically. We probably went there at least 8 times during the summer. Had he ever ran towards the pond? No. Had he ever ran off towards the bathroom? No. Not once. I don't know.
Well,
you know, if somebody like in my heart of hearts, I believe somebody took him. Now, do I know for a fact they took him from the park right there? I don't know. There was a guy who swears he's seen Lucian run past him on the pathway. He swears it. He told the police. He's been in contact with us 2 or 3 more times since Lucian went missing. When the rumor that they had found him in the pond came out, he came by to check on us. He swears he's seen Lucian run past him on the pathway, headed up towards Buchanan Lake. Now, the police shot down his theory, or his belief, his lead, whatever, because they said his time frame was off by 5 or 10 minutes. He claimed that there was an older couple walking a dog ahead of him. He thought maybe he was catching up to his parents or his grandparents. So that's why he didn't do much more than notice. But he swears he's seen Lucian running up that direction. He swears. Now, if his 5 or 10 minutes that they discredited what he said because of a time frame, if he was correct and he's seen Lucian running up that way, someone could have took him on the other side. It took 3.5 weeks to get the footage from the Humane Society, because the Humane Society has cameras on that end of the greenway. It took the police department. Now, it wasn't their fault, but they didn't view that footage until 3.5 weeks later, because of a third-party monitoring system that's based out of state. Can those cameras see the cars that were parked there? Can they see the cars that left? Based on the time frame of the other guy that swears he's seen Lucian run that way. I'm pretty sure that the detectives working our case didn't even watch that video personally. They said another detective within their department had watched that video, and if there was anything on there, he probably would have told them, but because he didn't tell them anything, they don't believe that he's seen anything.
What is it that you need help with the most in the search efforts? I know one thing that I've noticed is we need leads and tips, and the smallest thing could could help to find Lucian. But go ahead and state anything that you need, anything that you want to tell other people that are, even if they're other locals there that are willing to help, that are willing to search. What is it that you need help with?
Honestly, I just need tips. We just need people putting up flyers. We need people spreading the word. We need every little tip, everything, any tip. I will go out and look into it. I don't care if I have to drive Wapto, Toppenish, Sunnyside. I'll drive further if I have to. Or I'll call the police department in that city to see if they'll help us. We've already done that with Tri-Cities, Walla Walla, Ephrata, and other cities. I don't know. Like I tell my family, if you guys can't help search, just pray. Whether you think that's insignificant or not, just everything helps. I do believe in God. I believe God can help. But we also need the eyes and the ears of people. They say, why, one of Vinny's questions was, why are you asking drug addicts and homeless people to help you? And it's because they were the only people willing to help us at that point. And they were the ones that were actually taking time out of their day to walk with us and show us things or areas that we may have overlooked. But like I said, if anyone does go out, just be careful. Don't go alone. There are places that the police won't even go into that we go. They told us, be careful whatever you guys are doing. And I'm like, we are careful. We're not out there terrorizing people. We're not out there interrogating people. Not to say we've made friends, but I know almost all these homeless people in all these areas by face and name. Not all of them, not all the ones up and down First Street that frequent the mission. I don't know all of them by name, but we've spoken to a lot of them. Between me and my wife's sisters and my family from out of town, we've talked to a lot of them, almost all of them. But the homeless are nomadic. There's new camps popping up every day. They are shutting down camps and people are moving into different areas, which is why I go back to the areas we've already searched. Because the whole dynamic changes, even for the time of day. You may catch some homeless people at their camps at 9 or 10 in the morning, and they're not there during the day. And you might not catch them there until 2 o'clock a.m., 4 o'clock. I've searched at all times, and I do search at all times. I have people that search with me, family members that search with me during the day, and then I have another set of family members that gets off work at 5, and they're willing to go search with me at later times. But as far as anything, it's just we need tips, and we need it to be pushed out there. Any tip is helpful, any and all. Pictures, addresses.
I was over on Twitter last night. After these couple lives and stuff, I have noticed that there has been a bigger push to share his poster, to get it into different areas. That Pacific Northwest is a big territory, and getting it on social media wise to all the people that are in that area is huge help. And anybody here that has a Facebook, TikTok, a Twitter, please share his poster, share it out there. Let's see. I just got a couple more questions. I know you got to get going. Was the incident involving the man following the boy in the restroom shortly before looked into thoroughly? Ultimate Chris, I'll answer that for you. I've asked one that, and he has seen the picture of that guy. He has yet to see him ever at that park.
Who was the guy?
It's that one guy that was taking pictures of the little girls.
Oh, the Alan Adam.
Yeah.
So the detectives did speak with his grandparents, and I believe him. I'm not sure. Apparently they were in Pendleton the day of. Were cell phones pinged? Did they look into it any further than the grandparents saying that we were there? I'm not sure. I don't think so. But they did speak with him. We did bring all that to their attention, and they did.
This person says that they're speaking about a different incident. I don't know. Ultimate Chris, can you after this, can you message me, please, some way, whether it's Facebook, Discord, Twitter, anywhere. I have full access. Please send me the information, as Juan will be going out to search today, and all information helps.
If it's something that needs to get looked into, I will gladly push that over to my detectives and make sure that they do look into it. There was a woman that was followed by some guy from Target the other day, and she believed that they were he followed her for like 5 miles. She was talking about human trafficking and women going missing. Target and Walmart aren't far from each other. The same people frequent both those areas. So I'm not sure as to what he's exactly talking about, but I'd love to hear about it. And like I said, I would gladly push that information over to my detectives. There was a woman that tried to steal a kid from a school maybe a few weeks before Lucian went missing. Was she spoke with? I don't know. Is that something that they believe was related? I don't know. They only looked into the sex offenders that were within a 2-mile radius of the park. I think that's crap, because Yakima County houses so many sex offenders that it's sickening. They get money for the probation, and they get money for the programs that they have to attend, and it sickens us. It sickens a lot of Yakima residents, the amount of sex offenders that are actually here. And to search within a 2-mile radius of the park is inefficient to me. Very inefficient. Because I believe sex offenders own cars as well. And I don't think you would do something so close to your home if you lived within a 2-mile radius. I don't believe that. I was very unhappy with that.
Let's go into this. What are some of his favorite shows or songs that would that he will turn to if said sang to get him to look, because we don't want to spook someone with his name? Is there certain things that he likes? Is there certain
Well, the main things that he does like is like fish lullabies, fishy lullabies on YouTube. Sea creatures. He does like certain songs, but he doesn't have a favorite song. Like Baby Shark is not his favorite song. I don't know. He searches YouTube on his own and watches what he wants. I don't know what to say. He does like various Disney movies, but nothing as to like a certain something that would get his attention. Like a fish or something would probably be, or a sea creature, an octopus, stuffed animal, a whale, a fish.
I did notice he likes ice cream because his dad gives him a lot of ice cream.
Yeah, he does.
That and popsicles.
Yeah.
That was kind of a bonding time with you and your daughter and him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, they love the song on the ice cream truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, anything you want to say to people out there? I mean, we've had 200 people in here the whole time. There's been 1,000 people that have come by, and there'll be more people that will watch this later. I know everybody that's here. We need to share the poster. Share, 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 share. Anything you want to say to them? Final thoughts here, because I know you need to go to search.
Yeah. Just I thank and appreciate everyone who has shown us love and support. The only thing I could say is that the only thing that's bothered me throughout this whole time is the people that have been so hateful towards us, that threaten the safety of my wife and my children. That's the only thing that bothers me. Other than that, like them protesting at the police department, I'm all for that. Do I think the police need to do more? Do I believe we need answers? Yes, we do. You know, I'm not mad at them for that. It's the other stuff that comes out that's just unappreciated. But like I said, I thank everybody who is out searching. I thank you guys. For the people who still continue to search, whether it's on Google Earth, Google Maps, searching online, what they're doing, I appreciate all of that. And every single tip that we have been given via Facebook and any other outlet, we look into it and we appreciate. That's how part of my day is set up, on the tips that we receive. And when I don't have tips, I go back to areas that I believe need more attention or have more frequency or higher amounts of traffic. Like I said, I have, if someone has an idea of where I should be looking, or where they've heard something, or people say they've heard a baby cry or scream at nighttime, I go there, and I will continue to go there. I'm not going to stop searching. I will at some point have to go back to work because my bills do need to get paid. You know, I thank everyone who did support us through the GoFundMe and everything else. It hurts me and it breaks my heart to know that I will have to go back to work at some point soon. Because if I'm not getting scratched by some branches or falling in some water, like, part of me doesn't even feel alive. I don't want to stop searching, and I won't.
Thank you, sir, for coming up here. I want everybody to put some prayer hands and some fish and some blue hearts in chat there for them. And think before you guys press the enter button when you're commenting. Put yourself in his shoes for one day. If you don't think he's out there looking for his son, if you think that something else needs to be done, send tips to the police department. If you're digging in on somebody that you thought that was there, how do the police know to look into it if we don't send it? And don't think that somebody else sent it already, because that might not be the case. So even if somebody else already sent it,
send it to us directly. Send it to us directly if you can. You know what I mean? Don't just send it to the police. Send it to Amy. Send it to Sarah. Send it to me. Send it to my wife. Because we don't always get wind of what people have sent to the police.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, and definitely they need some help. I mean, we need to produce some more leads here. And hey, quick question before you leave here. Do you guys have a lot of fires, like forest fires there? I don't know the kind of terrain. I see there's trees and stuff, but do they have fires there a lot?
I think we've had a lot less fires this season than previous. Last year was really bad where we couldn't even go outside because of the air quality.
Okay.
But this year's been pretty mild. I mean, there have been a few, but not like
Does
not like last.
Do we know if Washington has fire cameras, like in different places? Well, I'm asking this because then maybe we could get an image of the actual park, because somebody was asking if they did satellite image from that day, and they wouldn't tell them if they did have satellite image from that day, meaning the FBI. But if there is some fire cameras, I'll look into it and see what I can find.
Okay, and I can ask my detectives about that.
Yeah, see, because if they have some that reach there, or they have like a river camera or something else that maybe is further away that can see, or up higher that can see different stuff. So there's some fire cameras, however, not in the cities. Love and Laundry lives in Washington. She's going to be doing a TikTok video with this flyer on there, and hopefully gets she has a decent group of supporters over on TikTok. So, yeah, we'll look into some of these things. We are going to let you go here. Thank you very, very much for coming up. Don't lose hope. Lucian's out there someplace. Somebody knows something, and they need to step forward. I mean, it's just the slightest thing, something that seemed weird that day. Definitely needs to be spoken about.
Yeah, the only thing that was stepped forward on was the guy that I said was selling Egyptian snacks. He had told some other girl that he was selling magical cupcakes. I did ask the police to look into this. I did ask them to see if they could see his car leaving that day. Like I said, I wanted to watch the video to see when that guy left. But they haven't let me watch the video yet.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I know that I have a decent following here, and we're going to continue. I'm going to go back to day one and in that park and see what exit plans are, or see what leads to anywhere. And I mean, I encourage every single one of you that are here in this chat to go start digging in on this case. Let's see if we can get some leads for them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's do this. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to drop you down, and then I'm going to finish, and then you enjoy your day. Okay.
All right. Thank you a lot.
All right. You're welcome. All right, everybody. That was Juan. That was Lucian's father. He is heading to go search currently. Thank you all for being here. We need to share the posters. We need to share this live. Hit the thumbs up. If you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, please hit the thumbs up. You guys out there, I don't care if you hate on the family, if you hate on any of it, if something doesn't make sense, or you're holding them accountable for something, that doesn't matter. What matters is Lucian. And this family is out there. They're desperately searching. They're desperately looking for their son. And I have 63 likes out of 195 people here. So this is for Lucian. Hit the like button so that more people see this, so that other bigger creators can grab the story and can show his face out there, and we can all come together as a community to put this out there everywhere. That's the point of doing all of this. And I want to thank each and every one of you here. And the biggest thing is, if you see something, say something. I'll catch you on the next one.